successful trading.
Our traders in our Discord room are recording 10 baggers week in and week out. Our one-on-one coaching featuring FlowAlgo, technical analysis, position sizing, and risk management.
While we learn to trade options as a beginner.
Hello, welcome to Successful Trading. For subscribers, this is our weekly video where we introduce the strikes and expiration for the weekly options that we will be trading starting August 1st through August the 7th for the most part. So we may make some adjustment on here. So without any further ado, we have already provided the top 3 right on Friday: Alibaba, Twitter, and Macron. Those strikes were given along with the expiration of August the 7th. Yes, they are here. So today we are going to go through the rest of the 12 very quickly on here. Let's try to do that in less than 15 minutes. All right, so the first one on the list, number 4, I don't know if we're going to put it number 4. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to put it number 4. It's Roku. The only reason Roku is not on the top 4 because Roku had earning on Tuesday. So that creates a situation that, to be honest with you, I'm very uncomfortable with, right? So, apologies. So, that situation is that we do not want really be taking risk over earnings. We saw this past week, I mean, both PayPal and Facebook, they had earnings, they were in our watch list. Yes, those percentages were flattered by them, but this is, the system is not based into getting the winning trade out of earnings, because trust me, it could go the other way, in which case you could tell me that, yeah, but fine, how about if I strangle? Yeah, you could strangle and still lose money in earnings, trust me. Unless those PayPal, both PayPal and Facebook, they had huge percentage moves. So realistically, for you to be making any money out of a strangle, you need at least that stock to move by 6-7% in either direction. Yeah, so that's sometimes that doesn't happen. So Roku, for that, then Roku, what we could do, we can day trade that on Monday and Tuesday, right? Because I think the earnings is after hours on Tuesday, and then wait and trade that after the earnings. Or we can decide that, hey, we trade that straight up based on, and I'm going to be talking about that on Tuesday or Monday, based on which that's, we think we set up a trade for August the 14th. Why August the 14th, the week after? That's where we are going to get away from the implied volatility implied volatility crush that happened after earnings, and then we don't have to pay a premium for huge risks for nothing. Hoping that makes sense. I'm sure we're gonna have a field day next week with this. So in any case, if we are trading here on the weekly ones, so August 7th for Roku, we are going to give true strike on here. Let's just bear with me. So Roku is traded at 154. Man, those things are that expensive. So for us, we're gonna be saying, because the options are going to be expensive. We are going to be 2 days from expiry. The thing is that if you get into that trade and it start moving, yes, it's going to amplify the implied volatility, going to imply further. So really, I'm going to try to make them as cheap as possible by going to maybe the most recent high on here to say, okay, we are trading the Roku 175 calls. Yeah. And on the put side, we can target the EMA on here, 139. But again, we trade the direction, right? So the direction over Monday and Tuesday is what, if they make it move before. So what's the price that we said? We said the 135 puts. I'm just trying to write them down on here on my end so that I can write them for you guys. Okay, and I'm running out of pens already. All right, so that's Roku on there. It took us enough time. So the next one on the list is Target, TGT. So TGT, actually this one, so let's go to TGT very quickly on here. We close at 125.88. Let's say 126. Oh boy. And the move on this thing is like one of those stocks that, oh, it only will move, really make one significant move into the week. You catch that one, you get a good percentage. But the trading it, I mean, overnight or anything. Okay, so from what this thing is, let's go to the weekly chart, right? Because I just need to give you a strike on here. We are definitely trading this for August the 7th. So for TGT on the call side, what can we go? It has room on the upper Bollinger, so it has room. So here from here, hey, geez, it can definitely. So 130 calls. Yeah, and please check that this thing doesn't have earnings, because after what happened on HES last week, I feel embarrassed a little bit. I should know better. And then on the downside on here, the EMA, it's at 121. So 5 points, same. So 120. Yep. So 120 puts. All right. So that's it for target. The next on the list, oh geez, I'm just taking them next of the list. I may put different numbers in terms of order, so don't the list, I'm just going through it chronologically as it was fed to us here by our AI system. So Teva, we traded Teva, was it like the week half before or whatever? It was actually a decent trade. It was a good setup on there. So we made money on the put. So now it looks as if, okay, so are we being signaled on here that this thing has reached support at this level? So, or are they going to come and hit the lower Bollinger? So the puts, we're gonna go with 11 puts, August 7. Everything. When we say nothing, it's and then we are going to go with the 12 calls. So those should be cheap enough that when you get on them and this thing is moving, you quickly stand to make a few 100% of gains, as some of you are used to now. Yeah. Or the newcomers, that's what such you expect. The next one on the list is Adobe. Adobe was in our list last week, and it was a little bit disappointing, or wasn't it? Because I don't recall it moving on my watch list of option that much, and in any case I didn't trade it at all last week. Okay, so here, so Adobe 444, geez, okay, 444. So we can use the same strike as we use, so 465 calls, and on the put side we can go where's the EMA? Or actually just bouncing off the EMA, but doesn't matter really. So for us, let's say from the symmetry perspective, 20 points, so 425 puts. Yeah. Okay, that's Adobe. And then the next one is Lowe's. Okay, that's fine. Lowe's, I haven't traded Lowe's in a long time. So what can I tell you on Lowe's? Man, look at this weekly. Look at this weekly, folks. Yeah. That's yeah. from the low here where everybody was the low in March of 63, it's more than double. Yeah, so the sky is the limit for this guy. So just posting higher highs on it. So meaning this is, remember folks, higher highs above. In this case, you can tell me, yeah, but what's the equivalent for the daily chart for VWAP will be the EMA, right? We're above EMA, and so for you studying long trend instead of the 15-minute chart or 5-minute chart on a daily basis, on this case here, you study this in the same manner. We're above natural support, which is EMA 8 on here, and we have just been posting higher highs. So this is the weekly, actually. This is the weekly. So, but same principle, you get my drift. On the daily, this is what it has been doing. So last week it stood the week here in this range here. So what is the system telling us on here? So we can say that for lows, definitely try the 155 calls. Yeah. And on the put side, the 140 puts. Okay, so that's straightforward there for lows. Next in line, I'm gonna give them all rankings, so they may some of them may differ a little bit. ATVI was in here 2 weeks ago, yeah, because the same stock, folks. It's just we catch them at a period that for the week that the system is saying they're bound to pop. So ATVI on the daily chart outside of the upper Bollinger struggle there at 82.67. So the question on here is really, this is one that, hey, it has to tell us something, right? Either it's gonna pop and continue further the move further up. So for ATVI, there may be, I'm not sure, hopefully there's no earning or anything, but we will check and definitely advise. So in this case, we can go for, I don't know, 86 calls, and our support is always, by now guys, you are used to that. So the EMAs could provide support, or the middle call could provide support. So for the 86 call and 80 puts, yeah. again, whenever this thing trading at this candle here tells us, okay, either two things, either gonna go this way or it's gonna go that way. So that's one of the type of trade that, hey, when you see it moving, it's going to give us some gains. That's I can tell you that. The probability of sideways here when you're on the upper Bollinger is very small. It may do that maybe 1 today, but on the third day it will definitely decide on a direction. All right. Next on the list of our weekly subscription alerts for the week of August 3rd to August 7th. The next stock on the list is Facebook. Oh boy. Why did I say oh boy? Because we tried something yesterday on Facebook that could have given us, not could have. We were looking for a 10 bagger, but that 10 bagger happened on SPY. So we are a little bit, how should we say? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We will get it. We will get it. Eventually, we will get them. We will get them. So let's see on here. So I can see a similar move here last earning. What happened with Facebook? It just keep creeping up. So let's try to see out of this thing, how this thing can continue its upward momentum by how much. So 10 points is definitely in the scale on for this guy, right? So for us, we're going to say Facebook. We're going to go for 265. Let's just run it up calls. And then on the downside, oh boy, if this thing start coming down, folks, I mean, it's just going to be a fantastic week. Let's just 240 calls, 240 puts rather. 265 calls for Facebook and 240 puts. Are those the same one we use? Yeah, those are the same. That is the 240, or the same one we use. It wasn't meant to be on Friday. Microsoft is the next stock. So actually, yeah, something like Facebook, we're gonna move it up. It's gonna be in the top 10 for sure. Microsoft in here. What is Microsoft? Microsoft has already generated its earnings. That was one of the first ones to generate its earning. And is it going to be something that I can share with the folks today? So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So sometimes Wednesday, Thursday. Wednesday is payday anyway. So Microsoft definitely waiting for it. From what it looks here, right, folks? Okay. And then don't get me on this or anything. Earnings. Bad reaction, right? From 313 to 200. So that's $13 in 4 days. You could have traded that post-earning momentum. You always have a trade post-earning. Most of the time, like 85% of the time, after a stock has earnings, you follow it day 1, day 2, or day trade that, you're going to make money out of it. Here it is on here. Yeah. Then, succession of sideways. So this here is telling us from a technical point of view, support has been established at 200. Yeah. So meaning that if this coming week, if this stock come to 200, you had 3 times on here. Let's zoom in. This is opportunity to teach. I'm sorry it's going to take time, but I think some of the video as well is not just to give you the strike values, right? Also explain what we are seeing on the chart. Support here 1, 2, 3 times. So meaning if you, on Friday, yesterday, oh my goodness. Oh yeah, everybody did this on Friday with that ramp up toward the last 2 hours of the close, right? So let's say for whatever good entry could be here, but this thing is looking to recapture the middle curves and go further up. So for us, we can say that conservatively for Microsoft, they may be expensive. So hopefully they'll get past 1-2 days so that the premium are cheaper. 210 calls, yeah. I could even go further. Actually, let's go 212 calls, yeah. And in this case, for us, we are going to go 200 puts. They're going to be expensive, but because we know that, let's put 195 puts because support is at 200. So for Microsoft here, okay, actually opportunity to a good analysis. 212 calls, 195 puts, and we're going to bump this thing up. It's going to be in the top 10 as well. Microsoft, we cannot put that stock that low on this thing, no matter what the system says. Next, oh my goodness, did I still have this guy in? Sorry, folks. Maybe I owe you an apology already before. B1 mates. I'm still. Yeah, the reason I'm doing that, folks, because we saw what Walmart did, right? This thing has been super disappointing to us. Super disappointing. So where's the bottom on this stock? Quite frankly, because here it was trying for a breakout a few weeks ago, and that breakout just fizzled. Then went on to the losing streak, right? See, daily chart, folks. Analyzing daily chart, you can actually find trade applying the same principle we gave you. lower lows, riding a down momentum. Yeah. So here, sideways. So for 2 weeks now, this thing hasn't been able to generate any type of trade. So I'm sorry, Beyond, but you're gonna be last on this list, and I'm gonna use that reverse psychology a la BHC last week. So Beyond's going to be last on here. That's where we want it to pop, and to pop big for us, right? So we're gonna say for Beyond, we want cheap as possible, because when we take this trade, we don't to be putting any capital at risk on a stock that hasn't been able to show us anything. So for us, we are going to say 20 points at least. So we're gonna go 145 calls if this thing really wants to do something. And then on the downside, for me, actually, if from here, like, because they could just do another series of sideways on here, so meaning you watching your option was this, you need to see that option above 50%. Yeah, we're gonna repeat that or something, because if our moves on the big ones that we are winning, they go 300-400%. So if it's at 50%, that's okay. I want it to show me consistency on there. And then here, really, the target will be what? The target will be 115 puts at least. 115 puts or 110 puts, 110 puts. Again, I don't want anybody spending too much money on the premium on Beyond, and Beyond is going to be last, number 15. That's reverse psychology for you guys. That's way, since this stock, they like, when I say bad things about them, that's like they know me. Imagine, this guy is crazy, right? So Beyond, Autodesk, McDonald, and Seagate. Let's do those three very quickly here. Now, Autodesk, AGSK, yeah, another one that has been going in a lot of sideways over the last 2 weeks. So, geez, meaning you see some of the stock. Let's say this one didn't rally yesterday. That's interesting, right? So this is what. Please spend time studying charts of option. You have TeleTrader. I'm gonna put an emphasis on TeleTrader. Downloading it on your phone app. Between two Netflix, whatever. Hey, you are here for making money. Spend time educating yourself into watching charts. Really gonna give you setups that, hey, you can make money even without trading Telex system, but the confidence that's going to come from your analysis will go a long way. Okay, I'm wasting your time. I know. So AGSK from 236. Let's look at the weekly chart a little bit on here to see where we are. Okay, support. The last 3 weeks, it has shown support at the EMA 8. Yeah, so the EMA 8 is at the 231 on here. So for it, really, we need to break that. So on the upper side, 10 points, so 246. So for us on here, we like round numbers, and then that makes the option cheaper to get in. When they start moving in whatever direction, you get in cheaply below 50 cents. We make most of our money like that. 250 calls, yeah, for AGSK on the upside, and then on the downside, if it breaks below the support that it has shown over the last 3 weeks here at 230 at the EMA 8. It has plenty of room to go. So my friend, we're gonna go with the 220 put. Yeah, AGSK. So 220 puts and 250 calls. Okay. Who else? McDonald's was the last one. McDonald's, we had a great trade on McDonald's 2 weeks ago. Mr. B has the famous exit on McDonald's, scale exit that I'm using as the standard now. He got 4 contracts. He exited at 207%, 309%, and the last 50% of his position, he exited at over 400%. It was a thing of beauty. So let's see here. McDonald's this past week, McDonald's range was from 200 and too high to 291. So 10-point move. Yeah, McDonald's is one of those. I'm not moving much or anything. So definitely we are going for 10 points move over here. So the high was 202. So McDonald's, we're gonna go say 202 calls, and on the downside from 195 on here, we are going to go 185 puts. Yeah. Okay. Last but not least, I'm not sure if Seagate is going to receive the last spot. The last spot is for Mr. Beyond. Yes, I'm repeating that. Reverse psychology, folks. We're gonna see Beyond pop on Monday. STX. Oh, I used to trade STX a long time ago. Very long time ago. It was like 19 bucks the first time I was trading it. And well, you can tell me it's soon going to be looking at 19 bucks. Jeez. No. Didn't they have something with Bitcoin or something? This thing was 56, 60 something. Oh my goodness. Look at what has ensued. Oh boy, so from here, where's the support? My goodness, this is really bad. So this one, I'm just gonna go to the lowest point that it did last time from here. We are at 45, so I'm not even going to joke on that. So STX, we're going to say that from here, okay, maybe let's make it conservative a little bit, because otherwise 42 puts, yeah. Right now, folks, this is bearish. This is still bearish because we are below moving averages, and well, we know that this is off of earnings. So, folks, I don't know, but look at this week here. Well, no, because of earnings, meaning you have to take a chance before that. We can look at the daily on there, and then on the upside, we can go to 48. We can go to the EMA. So for here, from here, we'll say 50. So 42 puts and 50 calls. Yeah. And on the daily chart, where's this thing now? Because after it tanks after the earning, yeah. So are we looking for a rebound? So maybe realistically, yeah, you can. But by taking the 50, yeah. If this, let's say, the momentum is upside, that those 50 they're gonna be slightly, yeah. So maybe 48 calls, 48 calls. Yeah, 50 is a bit too much, but you get the idea. Yeah. Okay, folks, how long did it take? 20 minutes and 48 seconds. Hey, please be kind. I am trying my best to minimize the time of these videos, so we hope that you get something out of it. I'm going to post the video and then type all of the strike like we did last week. Last week was rough. This is the first week of August, so let's see, and the patience into, if the market is not moving, let's not force it. Jumping into contract, into options from your watch list that are barely moving, because then the stock move 50 cents, my friend, is not enough. It's not going to get us anywhere. A big move has to confirm itself, and naturally, it will flow naturally. Thank you, everybody, and enjoy the video. Do your homework, download TeleTrader, and create a watch list out of this, as long as the watch list of your options, and we will speak to you in pre-markets on Monday. Bye bye. Hello, welcome.